Believe, A Horseman's Journey by Buck Brannaman and William Reynolds. Narrated by John Pruden and Karen White. Copyright 2004 by Buck Brannaman and William Reynolds. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with the Lions Press, an imprint of Globe Pequot Press, and was produced in the year 2011 by Tantor Media Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. Forward. In 1993, Buck Brannaman and I were sitting in a branding pen at a ranch near Nye, Montana. It was May, and I had just come from my brother-in-law's wedding the night before in L.A. I finally arrived about 2 a.m., given all the various flights one must take to get to Montana from anywhere, it seems. It had been a hurried journey, and with little sleep, the morning call to coffee at 4 a.m. seemed a cruel joke. With fresh horses, the branding crew jogged and crow-hopped off to the morning ritual of gathering for a spring branding. I had come to join friends for a yearly get-together to brand, this time at a friend's place, the Flying Sea Ranch outside of Columbus, Montana. It was really just an excuse to rope anything. Brannaman always said a bad day of roping beats a good day raking. I still don't quite follow that, but I do like to rope when I can. While we were waiting outside the branding pen for our turn to rope, quiet seemed to descend upon us. The only sounds that spring morning were the settling cattle and the wind in the trees, high on the canyon rims above us. It was a permissive quiet, one that allowed the mind to move around freely, not bound by ordered memories or thoughts at parade rest, waiting to be called upon. I recalled my first meeting with Buck Brannaman some 8 years earlier in 1985 at a horse event in Malibu, California. I remembered his easy way around horses and his shyness around the folks who were watching. He silently went about his business helping the young horses lose their fears and resistance. It was quite a sight, the wonder of simple action rewarded, of kindness given and trust received. I saw Buck in this situation again and again over the years. A few years later, at a clinic in Colorado, I noticed that he still moved easily around the horses, but he had become more confident with the spectators. When answering their questions and responding to their comments, he seemed to be more aware of their concerns and how their concerns fit with their horses' problems. Buck left them with more tools to use than when they came, and his understanding even more appreciated. The rewards for all even greater. He seemed to hold them in his hands as he moved around the little pen working a new horse. Those watching were starting to see the horse and themselves through his eyes. A greater understanding for both horse and rider. More, it was apparent, was in store for this young man. Lap Dissolve, New York City. In 1998, Buck and I found ourselves sitting together in a tiny hotel room in New York City with video cameras and microphones as Buck was being interviewed by the working Hollywood press. A writer named Nick Evans had spent a little time traveling with Buck in the mid-1990s and had framed his book's main character, Tom Booker, around him. No one figured it would amount to anything, but that book became a bestseller and was the basis for the very successful Robert Redford movie, The Horse Whispererer. Buck and I had been involved in helping to make the film, but standing in that little branding pen in Nye, Montana back in 1993, neither Buck nor I could have ever imagined that what Buck did for a living would have such an impact on so many people, let alone that Buck himself would be the model for a screen hero played by a star like Robert Redford. Not Buck. He was definitely something special, but just with horses, right? It turned out that Buck was something special at many things once you really got to know him. Unfortunately, getting to know him can be a tough undertaking, as he is constantly on the move. Getting a real grip on Buck is kind of like trying to capture Mercury on the deck of a moving ship, a tough deal. The thing about Buck is, good things always seem to happen to him. Brannaman luck, it's been called. For the 20-odd years I have known him, more good things have happened to Brannaman than bad. And in fact, the good things